Good morning and welcome to today's Smart Business Strategies podcast. I am Anna Wiles, the franchise economist, and I am delighted to have you here today. I have special guest Deborah Cohen with Real Property Management. Deborah, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Anna. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
The audience is going to get a real treat hearing about real property management. I'm not going to steal your thunder. I'm going to let you be the one to broadcast it. So start us off, Deborah, and tell us a little bit about you and what real property management is all about.
Well, absolutely. I'm happy to do so. So my name, Deborah Cohen, and I am the Vice President of Franchise Development at Real Property Management, a neighborly company. I've been with Real Property Management about 5.5 years. And for those who don't know about us, we are the largest full-service residential property management firm in North America.
Woo! Is that all? And for people who are unfamiliar with Neighborly, please share with the audience about Neighborly and all their brands.
Absolutely. So Real Property Management is a neighborly company. Neighborly is an international franchisor. We've got 19 brands, all in the repair, maintain, and enhance home space. About 5,500 franchises operating across the US and several internationally. Some of our other brands that people may have heard of: Molly Maids, Mr. Handyman, Mr. Rooter, Glass Doctor, Mosquito Joe. Those are all neighborly brands.
Fantastic. Well, that alone answers the next question, but there's so much more that makes real property management unique and different, not just against other real property, against other real property management franchises, but just property management in general. So shine the light.
Absolutely. So I would say there's two key differentiators. First and foremost, we are part of Neighborly, and that's a tremendous asset. Not only the cooperative buying power, sharing customer databases, but when you're managing properties, things break. So if you need a plumber, you can call him Mr. Rooter. If you need an electrician, you can call him Mr. Electric. But the big differentiator for real property management in the property management space, and mind you, we've ranked number one in our category by Entrepreneur year over year, but the big differentiator for us is we are not just a property management company that's going to get a resident for a property and walk away. We are truly aligned with investors on maximizing the ROI on their properties, the return on that investment. We understand that in many cases, that's their largest investment. So we have now positioned ourselves as financial advisors in that real estate investment space, where we can partner with people looking to invest in real estate and really help them navigate the process and maximize the return.
That is a huge differentiator. I don't know anyone. The only thing I've ever heard anyone say about property management is the one that they have sucks. So those are wonderful differentiators. Deborah, explain to the audience, what is the role of the owner? Is the owner, like my husband is a real estate investor, he's got the hammer and the plunger himself. What is the role of the owner of a real property management franchise?
That's a great question. Well, real property management, we don't want our owners to become property managers. We want them to become CEOs of property management companies. Many people think that property management is just about tenants, toilets, and termites.
That's right.
That's not what
my husband deals with.
Yes. The day-to-day of our business, to start, for many of our owners, is getting out in their community, networking, and finding these investors to manage their properties. And of course, we support all of our franchise owners in that. We've got training, we've got real sales training so that they can confidently communicate the value of their services to investors. Once they have those properties to manage, Anna, that's when the day-to-day functions kick in. Advertising vacancies, screening residents, collecting rent, all of those things are automated through our software. They're responsible for the back-end trust accounting on those properties because all of the accounts have to be reconciled every month. And also inspecting the properties and making sure that they're being maintained properly and coordinating maintenance when necessary. So it is truly a full service property management service.
And I'd like to underscore, so this is a full-time owner-operator model, at least to begin. Is that right, Deborah?
Yes, absolutely. We want our owners full-time in the business, but over time, many of our owners transition to a semi-absentee or an executive model. In fact, 26% of our owners own multiple offices, sometimes in multiple states. I have
Wow.
one owner, he owns 5 RPM franchises, one Junking franchise, because many of our RPM franchise owners launch other neighborly brands as service verticals, and he works about 5 hours a week.
Wow, that is an amazing story. So, who makes an ideal candidate for real property management, Deborah? Do they need to come from real estate? Do they need to come from construction or maintenance or be handy or, what does it take to be successful?
Sure, that's a great question as well because it's a big misconception. People think, well, I don't have any real estate experience, so how am I going to do this? The large majority of our owners have zero real estate experience when they come to us. In fact, the owner I just mentioned used to be
Hmm.
a golf pro before he joined us.
Wow.
One of my other top owners was a high school teacher. I would say the commonality, the key characteristic of our most successful owners are people who are comfortable going out in their community and building relationships. This is a relationship building business. It's not a transactional business. Sales experience is a plus, but we train you on how to communicate and how to sell the services. So our best owners, they may have some ancillary interest in real estate, but it's not a requirement. And in fact, like I said, the majority of our owners don't have any real estate experience whatsoever.
One thing that is a requirement, though, is for an owner to obtain their real estate license. Is that right, Deborah?
That is correct. We want our owners, they must get their real estate license, and we do build in time for that during onboarding and training. So when they come to Business Week training, they'll have that real estate license in place.
So let's just focus on that just a little bit. Your onboarding, your training, and how you get people who've never dealt with real estate to boom, now they're the owner of a property management company. So if you wouldn't mind just for
Sure.
minutes to elaborate on that, because it's really very impressive.
We provide the most comprehensive training in the industry. The person who runs our training program has been doing this for over 30 years. She's done property management and real estate in 13 different states, and she actually helps write the coursework for NARPM, which is the National Association of Residential Property Managers. So
Wow.
our training is
Very,
world class.
it
And it
is.
doesn't stop after Business Week. So our owners are onboarded, they go through Business Week training, they sit one-on-one with our VP of marketing. We help them build their business plan. We help them create their marketing plan and their business plan for year one. And then there's ongoing training with a business coach, one-on-one peer group training opportunities in Dallas. So in addition to all of that incredible training we offer at our headquarters in Dallas, we also have 350 owners who came before the owners that are joining us now, and they get to benefit from all of that experience and collaboration as well.
Fantastic. I mean, I have nothing to add. It's just amazing. All right, so
Very
let's
proud of
talk
our team.
about your
Very, very
labor
proud.
model. How many employees are needed? Like when you start, where do you find them? Is there any training, recruiting involved? I mean, speak to that, Deborah, because
Absolutely.
people are thinking,
So,
okay, I've never done this before. Okay, I go take training and then what?
well, we got you. I'll tell you this. So, first and foremost, our owners start on their own. There's no need to start with a staff. And they will wear all of the hats. They'll be the business development manager, the maintenance coordinator, the leasing agent. But when you start getting up to 30, 40, 50 doors, that becomes a little bit challenging. And
Mhm.
that's when our business coaches will say to a new owner, you know what, it's time to hire a maintenance coordinator, or maybe you need a virtual assistant. And of course, we handle all of that with them. We've got software to help them hire, and we will train any employee that our owners hire throughout the course of their franchise with us. They can come to Business Week training in Dallas, and we'll train the staff. So we coach our owners to be full time in the business and wear all the hats and learn all of the roles. But when the time comes, we also coach them when it's time to hire and be proactive in that decision.
That's wonderful. That's really soup to nuts, A to Z. Okay, so this show, Deborah, is called Smart Business Strategies. You've already talked about several, but what is a smart business strategy that you haven't spoken about already that Real Property Management uses that you would like to share with the audience?
So I may have mentioned this to you earlier, Anna, but there are about 800,000 people out there who say that they're in the property management space.
Woo.
A large majority of them are mom and pop shops, independents. They don't bring the same level of professionalism to the industry that we do. We're really raising that bar. And I think our magic bullet, our business strategy that's really a big differentiator for us, is that we're able to bring that professionalism through our systems and our technology, but we haven't lost sight of the human interaction and giving that high level of customer service. And I think the fact that our owners have been able to marry those two things and give investors and residents the customer service they need with the efficiencies of technology has really just raised the bar in the industry.
I especially love that the role that the franchisee has with their clients, with the real estate investors, is to be a financial advisor to them to maximize the revenue on the investment properties. That is just amazing.
Totally.
That.
And we've created proprietary software called Wealth Optimizer that allows our owners to sit down with an investor and show him or her specifically how that property will perform for them over the amount of time that they plan to hold them for. So we're advisors in that real estate investment space, but we're really partnering with them as if we own that property with them, and we're taking care of it as if they were taking care of it themselves.
That is really amazing and is yet another differentiator. Just to sum it up, audience, my take on real property management with Neighborly is you get the benefits of the consistent cash flow that comes from real estate investing, but you don't have to put out the big bucks and buy the real estate. That is just huge. And what happens to rentals, to the demand for rentals when the economy goes south? It goes up, right?
That's correct.
Now we're in a tight housing market. More people are having to rent because they can't find a home or afford the home because the supply is so tight and it drives up the price. I mean, it works no matter what's happening in the economy.
That is absolutely true. If I could just add, 35% of the population right now, Anna, is renting. And you are 100% correct. Every time we have a property to manage, our owners get that month over month over month management fee. The national average is 10%, and that's recurring revenue. And it's almost like you have a piece of that real estate, like you said, without actually owning it. And when interest rates go down, investors are investing, and we serve both. And everybody needs a place to live. So we do well in all economies.
That's right. Well, Deborah, we are out of time. So if someone wants to learn more about real property management or any Neighborly brand, what should they do?
I would highly recommend them. They go to you, Anna. You're a trusted advisor. You're an amazing resource for anyone exploring franchise ownership. And you've got 22 years of experience. So I'm sure they will be in very capable hands and would be more than happy to work with them.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Deborah. And thank you so much for being here. Audience, this is Deborah Cohen with Real Property Management, a Neighborly brand. I'm Anna Wilds, the franchise economist. See you next Wednesday at noon Eastern. Bye-bye.